Craig Miles claimed the best figures of his career of 6 for 63, but speedy 50s from Adam Rossington and David Willey meant that there was little to choose between Northamptonshire and Gloucestershire on the opening day of the LV County Championship season at Wantage Road. Put in by new captain Geraint Jones, Northamptonshire, back in the second tier after a miserable championship campaign last time out, made a steady start through Richard Levy and former captain Stephen Peters. They both put bat to ball well, as the visiting attack didn't always put the ball where they wanted it to go on a very blustery day. That made bowling rather tough, and when Liam Norwell dragged one in too short, Levy pulled it over the rope for a 6, his second in the same over. The 50 partnership was up in only the 12th over as Peters took on Matt Taylor, this one of 2 boundaries in the left armor's over. But then Gloucestershire fought back thanks to Miles. Levy may consider himself unlucky to be strangled down the leg side by the 20-year-old, the opener on his way for 29. In the next over, Peters was also out for 27. Gareth Roderick with an exceptional catch behind the stumps off the bowling of James Fuller. It turned out to be a very good day for the keeper. Alas, technical problems at the ground means that we have to pick up the action later on in the day. Miles had also removed Rob Newton, Alex Wakely and Josh Cobb as Northamptonshire slipped to 162 for 6 before Rossington and Willey led the recovery as the afternoon wore on. As is their wont, they both played their shots in adding 127 runs for the 7th wicket in only 18 overs with boundaries aplenty. It was an excellent counter-attack after those above them in the order had let things slip in spite of 46 from Rob Keogh. Rossington reached a 50 off only 44 balls, including 18 off one Taylor over, while Willey went after the same bowler before completing his own half-century of 50 balls with this boundary off Fuller. It was an extraordinary counter-attack which showed no signs of coming to an end, as Willey lifted a ball from Kieran Noema Barnett for his second maximum. But next ball, the Kiwi debutant had his revenge as Roderick took another splendid catch standing up to send Willey on his way for a typically swashbuckling 62. That brought to the crease former South African international Rory Kleinfeldt, who looked to complete the recovery in partnership with the rampaging Rossington, a man who topped the county's averages on loan from Middlesex last year. This season gives him a new start to his career after limited opportunities at Lords, and he looked in the mood to make the most of it as he raced towards what would have been his second championship ton in only 11 innings for Northamptonshire. He was getting there at a run a ball as well, taking his side beyond 300 in the process. But on 95 he was undone by a surprise bouncer from Miles, who had his 5th 5-wicket haul thanks to some more athleticism behind the stumps by Roderick, whose 6 dismissals in the innings equalled his county's record. Rossington left with a total on 319 for 8. 3 runs later and Northants were 9 down. Kleinfeldt on 19, hauling out to Fuller, who claimed a smart running catch in the deep. Miles then bettered his previous best analysis of 6 for 88 by finishing with 6 for 63 as last man Azarullah top-edged a slog to Norwell. Northamptonshire were all out for 333. Gloucestershire had 6.5 overs before bad lights brought a slightly early end to proceedings, and Will Tavares and Chris Dent survived comfortably enough in knocking off 18 runs, meaning they will begin day 2 315 runs adrift.